Hi. All right. Sorry, I'm giggling because I don't know. I just scared my daughter by accident, so I didn't mean to, but I scared her quite well just now. Okay, so it's been a while since we got together. It feels. It is Monday. It's a Monday. So we have been in a snowstorm, and it's been kind of fun in a way. Now this feels like a real lockdown that doesn't feel so bad because it's a natural one. And kind of we all get excited to send our kids to school, and that didn't happen. I didn't go out today to play in the snow because I've been busy all day, but my daughter did and she froze. But yeah, it's a lot of snow. But for those of you who lived in the GTA, if you're about my age, back in the day, I remember snowfalls being like this very often. As a kid, it'd be like up to here, right? So I kind of miss it. So probably after this, I'll head out and start shoveling some snow. Okay, so I'm going to put on the chat here and see if anything has come up. I had a few people ask me about boundaries, which is always a very good topic. I have been kind of out of the loop on news, although I've been kind of watching the news a little bit. I kind of really don't know what's going on per se exactly because it seems to change so quickly. It's hard to keep track of everything. But one thing I'll say for 2022, it is going to be a year of reveal. And it was very interesting because I don't know if it's just me noticing it, but are you noticing like contradictions in even almost newscasts or information coming? It's like one thing, another thing, one thing, another thing. And even the one person saying one thing and then saying the other thing, it's so confusing. But what we're having right now is this, like, from where I can see, it's like a battle between the dark and light as the energies are shifting. It's kind of an exciting time to watch because there you can get so many positive messages and then negative in between, and you can have a very confusing outlook at it. But the trick is to stay in your heart as much as possible and stay in your own Zen feeling, happiness feeling, stay in love and light, and look at the positives in any situation. So, and then some people say, well, how do you stay positive in these situations? So I know a lot of people talk about resiliency, but really all that is how do we bounce back from bad news? How do we bounce back from a bad situation? Some people are just natural at it because they have a very optimistic, happy personality. And there's a lot of us that may not. So we're all very different. So if you kind of look at your parents, okay, were your parents pretty optimistic people, or were they people who were always saw the doom and gloom, always worried? So we can tend to pull in our parents' personalities, ways of thinking. I kind of look at myself and I think back, okay, I know, I kind of always look at myself to say, okay, where did I get my personality? And my mother, well, the first one to say is, I don't know whose child you were because you were always born happy. And, and didn't ever make sense because I remember my parents were, normal parents, but I was born smiling, so in any situation, how grim it was, I always tried to see the positive in all of it. That was just a natural thing I've always had. Although I could feel the pain of others, and I felt sad when other people were feeling sad. Not so much if things happened to me, I could handle it, but I hated to see the suffering of other people. That's what hurt me the most. So right now, although I'm able to stay pretty resilient in all this, and I have a lot of good things happening to me, it's the sadness I feel for others who can't see outside or past the the darkness or the sadness or the fear or the anxiety. But the beautiful thing is so many people are waking up and feeling that call in their heart. And I'm seeing it from an influx of clients that have never tried energy work before. And they're like, there's just something that says I need to change. And I've had a lot of them always kind of say, I had a traumatic childhood. No, my childhood wasn't good. And it's always kind of the same kind of thread that kind of weaves through people who are light workers or old souls. What I do notice is a lot of people that were or that are here on the planet to hold the light for others at this time had more of a difficult upbringing, or something really traumatic happened, or sadness was always around them, or things were tougher for them. And what I believe, and again, this is just my perception of what I see, is when we're here to hold the light, on this planet, the dark, that energy that doesn't want to let go, but it is leaving, doesn't like people who are holding the light, because as one person holds the light, you're holding the light for others who can't. So we're kind of leading the way to a very beautiful place, this new energy, this new earth that's on its way. So they become targets. So they dim, they don't want you to shine. They want you to dim your light. So things will come at you that aren't so fun. So a lot of us feel like I have a goal and I want to get to that goal. And as you're trying to get there, it's like there's something pulling you back. I would always, when I was talking to different healers on my journey, I say, it feels like whenever I'm really getting momentum to be really good and feel good and I'm reaching my goal either feels like it's getting further away, or it feels like I'm a helium balloon really striving and moving forward, but then something hooks it and it starts pulling me down. And there was just always this constant struggle, as ever I was doing something good or something great was happening in my life, something would come and take it away from me. So I always felt like as I tried to hit my goal, I was zigzagging off my route, doing things that I shouldn't have been, confusion, all this chaos would come into my life, and it would be so frustrating because I want to get there and I couldn't. So it wasn't like a straight line. It was like, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I've almost given up many, many times. But the one thing is I'm stubborn, I'm a fighter, and I will scrape myself up from the floor and try again. And I believe it's too bad that we have to do that we get knocked down and get back up and get knocked down and get back up. But I do believe that's part of being resilient and just keep getting up, because eventually, as we start to work on ourselves and as we start to release patterns, thought patterns like we're not good enough, you're worthless, you don't deserve to be happy, all those things play in the background. It's from things that we have seen, things that we have heard. Sometimes it's from a sibling that's been picking on us all our lives. As young children, when you're told you're ugly, you're dumb, you're stupid constantly, that gets into your field because it's coming from a sibling that you love, or from a parent that you love, or sometimes it comes from a step parent that you want to love. So we're getting it from family, friends, school, like some teachers. Like some people say, well, my teacher always said that I was, not going to amount to anything. And how many people who are really successful now will say, my teacher told me I would amount to nothing. Now, there are so many great teachers that see the bright lights in children, but we can be influenced from anyone in our lives that just want to bring us lower. So not everyone in a role that they should be good are good. And that even goes for even healers. There are some very questionable healers out there. I ran into quite a few bad ones along my journey that told me that I was worthless, you'll never amount to anything, just give up now. And now I look at why they said that, because they weren't healers working with light. They were healers working with a darker energy that were trying to dim my light. And I think, how many other bright lights did they dim that just gave up? And when you give up and you don't follow that soul's passion, that passion that you have in your heart, it's like, okay, what am I doing here? And you start to really reflect and start to get depressed. And that's what happened to me about 13 years ago. I just kind of hit like, I'm done. I just felt like, why am I on this planet? Why am I even here? Because I was not fulfilling my mission. I was totally off track. I had no self love. I thought I was useless. I messed up all the time. I made the wrong decisions. It's endless. And I see that in a lot of clients I'm meeting. They're like, okay, this happened and that happened. And it's true, it did happen. But these are the stories of light workers. These are the stories of old souls that are here to hold the planet, that light on this planet that's going to get us through this. And the beautiful thing is we have these young children that are starting to be activated, and the things they say are so beautiful. So if you ever sit and listen to some of these kids, they have such great wisdom because they're helping us lead the way. And there's a lot of people waking up, and you think, okay, this person was always crabby, mean, and now they're like what's going on? There's something, there's a spark in them that's being activated. So we're all being activated, we're all being called in our own way because we're on our own mission. So be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, have compassion for where you are. Some people will tell me, I know I meant to be more, I know, but there's something holding me back. I wish there was an easy way to make it all go away like this, but there's not. It is self work. It's pulling layer after layer after layer. And it can be so frustrating. Like 12 years it took me to really go through all those layers. And I'm not done yet. Don't get me, when I say 12 years, it's not like I'm magically perfect. There's still traumas that come up. But what I have found is like a lot of those chains that used to hold me back have now been released. And now when they still come up into my field and I say, oh yeah, I don't feel so good because I'm having this memory, but I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a feeling and I feel kind of sad right now. Honor that feeling because I don't know if I have it here. Okay, we're a physical body, but we have layers. And there's the etheric, the emotional, the mental layers. All this kind of holds our humanness, everything that's ever happened to us. So as we're going through life and we get hurt, we repress it. We repress it because if we remembered every time we've been hurt, things that have happened to us, we would be useless. So what happens when you start to heal is that energy is releasing. So you may not remember everything that's happened and you don't have to, but you remember the feelings, the sadness as they start to release, and they can be very uncomfortable. Now, a lot of people will just want to repress that back, but that's not going to heal. It's coming out to the surface for a reason. So those uncomfortable feelings, the anger, frustration, sadness, all those things need to come out to heal. So honor them. And how do you honor them? Just acknowledge them. Say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling really sad today. I'm feeling very frustrated. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but you might feel it somewhere in your body. You might feel it in your solar plexus or your heart, or you just feel this heaviness on your shoulders. Honor it. And then I say, I release it. I honor it. I release it. I no longer need this suffering. I've learned my lessons. I'm dropping my karma. So you can drop your karmic loops. You can say, I'm breaking any vows, any oaths, any contracts I made in this lifetime, past lives, future lives, in between states, parallel lives. You can say, I am cutting anything I don't know about that I made willingly or unwillingly, consciously or unconsciously. Sometimes contracts are made on our behalf by a great, great, great grandmother. She didn't know who I was going to be, but she may have made a contract with something to say, hey, yeah, have this great, great grandchild of mine as long as I get what I need now. So now you're born, you got this extra contract on, and some people will say, well, I feel like I'm binded to something or something and I didn't do anything to my knowledge. Sometimes it may have happened in a past life. So when we're healing so much more than this lifetime. And for those who don't understand those past lives, you don't have to just kind of take this information and just kind of throw it. It doesn't matter because you don't have to understand it, but this is what's kind of happening. We're releasing so many things at once. It's not just one issue that's coming up for release. That uncomfortable feeling we get before a session is we are starting to get everything that's ready to release. So that could be emotional trauma, physical trauma, mental trauma, screaming, yelling, being spanked, something we saw in the news when we were a child. It can get into a lot of different things. And it's kind of like it creates a layer around us as icky and it feels uncomfortable. And during a session, it leaves. And it leaves your field, it leaves the earth plane, and it never comes back. So that's like, wow, it's like shedding a layer of an onion, and okay, that's gone. Well, what happens next time you do another one? If you're meditating using affirmations, you're chipping away layer after layer after layer. And then sometimes you have these great revelations like, wow, there's something really big here that I just released. You couldn't have released that big thing unless you got rid of what was before it. So your higher self is always going to guide what is being released during a healing session, and it releases safely. And then what happens is eventually, because maybe there was a trauma at age 4 and you somewhat remember it and somewhat don't, you just know something icky happened. Well, we can't just go and pull that away and make you better. But what we can do is layer after layer is chipping away a percentage of that trauma along with a lot of other things. But eventually you get to that core of that issue. And sometimes it has to do with a lack of self-love because somebody hurt you so deeply, you put a wall around you where you said, I will never let anyone get close to me because A, I'm undeserving, B, I was hurt. Your the heart's closed up. And I see that in so many people. I had the same issue. I couldn't let anyone get too close to me because they're gonna hurt me yet again. So I always had a wall. But as you start to heal and your heart heals, you really start to allow love in because you're truly starting to love yourself for the very first time. I believe the biggest issue with humanity is lack of self love, which then causes lack of self respect, lack of boundaries, where we want to give, and we don't take care of ourselves. We get exhausted. We want to give up. We think, why are we even here? Once you start to feel that self love again, your heart starts to heal. And the neat thing is, sometimes we have these things called soul fragments from this lifetime, and you can have many. Maybe you were hurt as a child in your mom's tummy when she said, I'm not really sure I want to be pregnant right now. And that hurts the baby. It's there, it's conscious, like, oh my goodness, my mom's not sure she wants me. So that could be a trauma. You could be 1 years old and your parents were fighting so badly in front of you. Okay, you're 1 years old. Parents think the baby doesn't know, but consciously that baby knows. My parents were fighting, it's hurtful. You get into things when you're more aware, age say 4, and you went to school and you were traumatized and something very bad happened to you. Maybe your parents forgot to pick you up from school. That's very traumatizing for a child. So some people can be like saw a very bad accident or lost a parent or a pet, and that's very traumatizing. Some people were abused, and that was very traumatizing. So you have these things called soul fragments, and that is you in this lifetime replaying an event that's hurtful. And it's kind of hard to conceptualize because how is that possible if I'm here? So there's parts of us that are replaying these traumas. But when you're healing, sometimes these traumas, they actually heal on their own within a session. And what happens is sometimes we actually work on that in a session. So you can work on soul fragments. And when you're working on a session with soul fragments and you're really being specific, okay, I want to go back to that time. And we're usually guided to when they happened, what age and what it was. Usually it's either sexual abuse or a parent dying or an illness and you work with that part of you. Well, there's usually a lot of emotion that happens during it, but a lot of people will feel that energy of that time come back into the heart, and it's a very warm feeling. So as we start to bring those pieces back into our heart where they belong, that replay of the trauma stops. So that stuff that was running in the background making you feel very uncomfortable stops. So you start to feel more peace, more self-love. And I think every human has these soul fragments, and they sometimes naturally heal with either affirmations. Sometimes it's just pleading, I'm sick of feeling this way. Help me do whatever's possible to bring me back to who I truly am. So it could be done through prayer, meditation, energy work, all those things. So anything that you're doing with self-healing can chip away and bring these pieces back, correct past lives. And the beautiful thing is, as we correct ourselves in this lifetime, this is the most important lifetime. And a lot of people love to know about their past lives, and I've had a lot of fun, figuring out mine, and it's neat. But the most important thing is this lifetime is the most important lifetime. And as you heal in this lifetime, you are healing the past, and you're creating a better future. You're actually rewriting the past when you heal now, because time doesn't really exist. It's all happening at once. So it's like a point on a paper. We have time so our souls can experience life on earth, learn and grow, but really there's no concept of time. But so when you're healing in this lifetime, you're healing all of it. And when you are healing past lives, there might be ancestral wounds where, you had an ancestor who drowned, and their drowning is something causing pain on the ancestral line. There could be hexes and curses on ancestral lines. It gets very complicated. But when you heal, you're actually healing everyone on your spiritual DNA. So you're healing your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your children. So as you heal, you're helping them heal. So it's quite nice to know that when I'm doing healing, my children are benefiting. As you heal, some of us have maybe some genetic disorders that might be on our bloodline, but as you heal, you're breaking that so your children don't have to get it. So never give up on healing. Work on yourself as much as you can, because you are not only benefiting you, you're benefiting your family, you're benefiting your children, you're benefiting humanity, because as this dark energy leaves our field, we're anchoring in more light. So we're holding more light for us, for humanity, for planet Earth. So it's really, we're all kind of all in this together. So as you hold your light and you're walking in a grocery store, well, your light's getting stronger and more vibrant. Well, you could be beside someone who's very dark and sad, and they're not even going to know you're there, but you are actually helping pull away their darkness without even really knowing it, and they're not going to know it. So you're walking around with this light that's helping humanity everywhere you go. So when you get into that alignment state, take a few deep breaths, put yourself in a protection level, say, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store, and you go on this mission. I'm going to go grocery shopping, but I'm also going to go shed light to all those people who need it. And it kind of gives you a whole different feel when you go into the grocery shopping, looking at sad people smiling and sending light. Wow, you feel like, wow, I grocery shop, but I also did something great for the planet and humanity. And you can also, anytime you're meditating just by yourself, having that quiet time, you are sending so much love to planet Earth and humanity. So whether you're doing it in the comfort of your home, sending love, out in the grocery store, going out for a walk, you are making a difference, and your difference matters. Your input matters. So never think that what I'm doing is not enough. It's perfect. And where you are is perfect and evolving, because we're always evolving, because we are beings that thrive to evolve. And we are in a beautiful, exciting time where humanity is evolving. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. I get it. And there's a lot of unknowns and uncertainty, and there's going to be a lot of revealing happening. I'm not going to sit there and predict what I feel is going to happen, because it really doesn't matter. Whatever's going to unravel in the way it does, it will. But if you're ever scared, go into your heart. Allow that fear. Like, am I in immediate danger this minute? No, I'm not. I have a house. I'm cozy. I have food. We live in a beautiful country. Okay, yeah, I know the lockdown's a little bit much. I get that, but let's look at the beautiful parts of this country. Let's look at the beautiful people around us, and not focus on what we're being bombarded with. And then take that time to go within, and then say no to those messagings that are coming through the media. So you have the power to take into your field what is good and ignore the bad. So sometimes I do want to know what's kind of happening, so I might listen to a little bit of the news, but when I'm listening, I say access denied, permission denied, meaning none of that bull crap is going to come into my field and take away my light and my connection. I just want to know what people are going through or what's out there. But I say access denied, permission denied. I am surrounded by love and light. I'm here to hold a light for humanity. I am here on a mission, and I will do my mission. And no darkness, no bad energy, no bad messagings getting into my field. And I keep my vibration very high. And I make it look easy. It's not easy. It's work. Trust me, it's a full-time job. But and sometimes I tank a bit, because if someone I love is not feeling good, it does hurt my heart. If I have a client that's going through a lot, it hurts my heart. But then I realize, by being sad or lowering my vibration, I'm not helping my client, my family, anyone. And not just giving my power back to the darkness to, to get bigger. No, I am putting out messages to cut any last threads the darkness has. They're done, they're leaving the planet, and we are totally on a trajectory for a new earth. What is not determined is how fast we get there. That is where human consciousness, everyone's vibration, thoughts, actions matter. If we have so many people out there in love, sending out love, knowing things are going to get better, we can have this beautiful paradigm shift and really move fast forward. We're actually kind of, I believe, on a fast track. Sometimes we go in through like a more heavier energy. It's almost like we take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But sometimes even the 2 steps forward don't feel that comfortable, but it does feel a little bit lighter, and then we get repressed again. We are making headway. We are moving forward. There is 100% that we are on a beautiful timeline to the new earth, where, oh, it's going to be beautiful. Really, all that's leaving is the darkness that's been hiding and causing chaos in all of our lives and all of humanity's lives. Is slowly leaving. But an energy like that doesn't just get magically whisked away. It's a process, and that's what we're in right now. And believe it or not, I think what I really believe is we're all here because we wanted to be, and it's an exciting time to be on Earth, although uncomfortable. So do whatever part you can, and if you're having a bad day, that's okay. Forgive yourself and just try to pull yourself back up and find the positive in any situation, because really all situations are neutral. It's how we look at them. If you can't put a positive spin, then keep it in neutral, but try not to put a negative spin, because anything we add negative energy to will grow bigger. So if we are fighting against something, that fight will make something bigger because we're pushing energy to it. So you kind of want to ignore the things you don't like and focus on what you want. And I believe when you have a goal, one of the biggest faults, even of my own, it's a human thing. We put a goal and say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be, and we lose focus on it. And sometimes our goal is so close, you can taste it, and like, why isn't it here? Because we lost our focus and directed our focus on something else. But I have someone that I know that is a phenomenal focuser, and whenever he focuses on something, he gets it. And when I always get inspired. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on something, and then it happens. And I go, we are such incredible, powerful beings if we put our mind, our focus into what we really want. So if we all started just saying peace on earth, compassion, non-judgment, happiness, the more we add that energy to this planet, the bigger it will grow, and we will shift quicker. But I'm not saying, make this your mission to do that, because we have a lot going on. But if you can take a few minutes of the day, even writing is so powerful. I find anything I write, to me, is much more powerful than just saying it. But also saying things out loud are very powerful for me. I like, sometimes I go on these rampages of just complete happiness, where I'm just sending out bang, 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 and then I just feel like, boom, something shifted, because now everything I look at has more light in it. There's more clarity. And I think, wow, I shifted my state of vibration, because when you're vibrating high, you feel so much love, and you feel like anything's possible, and everything looks vibrant. Trees look more vibrant, the sky's more vibrant, even the house, like, you almost can see every detail. It's like, wow, everything looked so dull before, but now because my vibration's up, everything looks so beautiful. So it's all an inner state. It's all a vibration. We're all vibrational beings. If you work on keeping your vibration high, well, you're gonna slowly see changes in your life, and some people see them very quick. But a lot of people say, well, there's kind of this up and down as I'm healing, as I'm releasing. Yeah, that's normal, because even if you're feeling great, there's something, your soul's guiding it. Your soul's like, hey, Brenda's ready to heal something else now. She's hit this next layer that's ready to go. So even though I'm feeling great, I can feel something bubbling up. And now I know I've been doing this long enough so I can feel like, okay, there's some trauma bubbling up, and I'm going to honor it. So I'll take that 10 minutes to sit through the anxiety, the feelings of it, and say, okay, I don't know exactly where this is coming from. I don't want to know where it's coming from, but I acknowledge it. I honor it. I usually ask Lord Michael or Archangel Michael to come in and dissolve it and replace it with love and light. And soon after that, I can feel it like leaving and being replaced with love and light. So anytime we have things coming up, look at it as a blessing, as part of your healing, instead of like, oh no, I'm feeling crappy again. That crappiness is coming to the surface for a reason. It wants to be released. And we are in such a powerful time of healing. Honor your healings, be kind to yourself, take a bath, Epsom salt, baking soda, like just let all those toxins go. Generally after a bath, I'll then take a quick shower to get rid of everything. Very simple exercises. There's tapping. You can tap away if you're in the middle of like feeling really crappy. I can send you emails on tapping. You're tapping away. Say, okay, right now I'm feeling very anxious. So what you're doing is you're tapping these acupuncture points. You're tapping meridian systems, which is pushing out this energy out. Just, okay, I'm done. I'm feeling very sad right now. I'm feeling very anxious. Tapping is phenomenal to move energy out quicker. So I'm just tapping right now as I'm talking, and I'm tapping for everyone on the call. So if you have something bubbling up right now, it's gonna leave. So you kind of do this whole eye roll movement, humming, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, humming. And a lot of people will say, Brenda, do a tapping session. Teach us how to tap. And I'm just doing it very quickly here, but maybe I will. If anyone's interested, let me know, and I'll set up a call just to teach you how to tap. Some people want to yell and scream when they're tapping. Some people just want to be silent. There's different ways to do it, but you're watching me do a full tapping here. It takes maybe a minute, but it can really push out anxiety, fear, anger, sadness. You can do it for your children, just thinking about them. So you're all benefiting. Right now, I'm doing it for everyone on the call. So we're all benefiting from a tapping. And then there's another shift. We all feel lighter. It's beautiful. Like the intention to heal is so powerful. We have beautiful beings of light that are here right now helping us heal, but we all have access to them. Just ask. Ask and it's given. It's beautiful. Okay, it's 9:05. Geez, I can talk. All right, we're going to go into the healing part. I'm going to drink some water. So for those of you, I think that I saw the list of people, most of you have been here before. So when we get into this, let's go into a really beautiful intention to send love to everyone and anything, to all existence. So I'm going to ask it for ourselves, if we're ready to heal in the physical, mental, emotional, whatever's ready to release, may it be released. We'll send that beautiful energy to our families, to anyone in our households, our pets. We'll ask for clearings of our house. If you're worried about a family member, send the energy their way. I'm going to drink some water and we will begin. Okay, I'm going to get some music going. All right. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm just going to start some music. Okay. All right. If anyone has a question, you can put in the chat box now. I'll look at it afterwards. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's share my music so it's clearer. Okay. Healing session. It's really not like we get chest. May we have the confidence and courage and clarity to live life to the fullest and allow this energy to come in and take away any fears. We're going to ask to release any fears, worries, anxieties, anger, frustration, and replace these lower energies with a connection to source, with love, with security, joy, and happiness. May our vibration rise. Feel every cell getting excited for the healing. We're going to let go of the polarization, the anger, the disconnect, the battle within ourselves between the positive and the negative. Just allow that negative energy to leave and allow that true essence of who you really are to shine through. May we allow peace, security, happiness, health, joy, compassion, and love to enter our lives, to enter every cell of our body. As we start to release the trauma, the sadness, the loneliness, all of that, may it all just leave, bringing back our power and our connection. We have tools, we have support. We can manage through this journey flow. All we need to do is take that first step. Know that we have that power within us, and know that when we ask, we are always given the support that we need. And bring us into awareness and alignment to know when we're off balance and to know when to ask for help, to know when to take that time for ourselves, to breathe deeply, connect, and allow this light, this source energy, the creative source energy that loves us so much. We have so much help on the other side. We have spirit guides, ancestors, there's so many. There's so many beings of love and light around each and every one of us, guiding us. That call in our heart that's bringing us back home, knowing that there's more than we're being told. Let's pull away, push away all that negative information that we receive. We don't need to be fearful of anything. Our bodies can heal, our bodies are strong, and we're moving into a new earth where our consciousness is higher, our innate system, that beautiful smart system is being activated. Right now, humanity is 30%. That awareness, that innate system is 70, 80%, maybe 90. Let's just get any negativity. Allow this energy to penetrate everything. Peace. Good night sleep. Ask for compassion, love to fill our entire planet. As we come together, our light is so bright. It's being felt by Mother Earth. Being felt at some level by all of That just makes ah, so good. That's just releasing all negative energy from the field, just pushing away the last bit that's on its way out. Sometimes it takes a bit longer, but that's just like, wow, very powerful. Okay, everyone, that was really beautiful from my standpoint. I'm still buzzing, a little bit dizzy from that. There's a comment here about grounding. Oh, that's another way to really bring you back to your core, to your connection. Grounding is beautiful. And, it's great to get outside, get some fresh air, at least a little bit every day. And sometimes if you can't do it, just standing in your house and asking Mother Earth's energy to come through your feet into your heart and anchor you back down is a beautiful way to connect. It doesn't matter if you're in an apartment building or on the basement floor, it's the energy's all connected to the earth somehow, so it will make its way up. All right, everyone. So I'm going to wish you all a peaceful sleep. Stay in your heart and know whatever's happening around us is for the greater good of humanity, and find the joy and the positivity in everything that we do, whether it's a call with work or drinking a cup of tea or having, your child want to play with you while you're busy working. Take a few minutes and, give yourself that fun time. All right, everyone. The next session is the 27th. This will be a Thursday. I will post this one up when it gets uploaded to YouTube. I had a great suggestion for music. Apparently, I can find some music that you're allowed to use on YouTube, but I'll post this one anyway. It's not like I'm getting in trouble for it. It's just that, I get these warnings about music. So I'll look into getting music that I'm allowed to use. I know I love this music too, so I've tried to go to the artist, trying to get some rights to his thing, but I haven't heard anything. So, okay, everyone, we'll find some good music that we can use for posting, so no problem at all. I will probably be sending out an email with some exciting news and possibly some other sessions that people might feel useful. So I'll put a list out, and if people are interested, they can join them or not. And that's coming soon. I'm just getting everything together. And I think that's it. I'm just keeping busy so I don't notice all the other stuff going around, right? I'm just keeping focused on what matters, and doing the best I can with everything. All right, everyone, have a beautiful night. Sleep well. And for those of you who, end up being a little unsettled because of the healing, that's just your body healing and your subconscious filtering out all this stuff. So just say, hey, you know what? If this is how I heal, that's okay. Honor it. Drink lots of water to get rid of the toxins. A lot of toxins leave our bodies through, going to the bathroom. So drink, and use the bathroom as much as you need to. That's good stuff. It's good for you because you're getting rid of the bad stuff. All right, everyone, have a good night. I'm just going to make sure there's no questions. A lot of thank yous. So you're all very welcome. It's always my pleasure. All right. All right, everyone. Very, very nice. No, there's lots of kind words here, so thank you. And it's funny because after a session, I can't really see very well because my eyes change shape. It's really strange. So reading and things is just a little bit harder. Okay, but I get the gist of everything. And I do actually, when I get this, I actually can see all the comments afterwards a little more clearly. But all right, everyone, thank you for the kind words. I can see lots of thank yous there. Have a peaceful night. I love you all, and we're gonna get through this. So shine your light to the best of your ability. And you know what? And if you ever need help, you can always do self things. But you know what? Reach out to someone. And you can always reach out to me if you're having a really bad time. I can do a quick energy session to help you get out of it, because we're all in this together. One shining star leads to another one. So let's all shine together. Have a peaceful night, sweet dreams, and we'll talk soon. All right, everyone. Good night. Sweet dreams.